Welcome back to the channel and thank you for joining us again. Today we'll be discussing about the housing system in Cotonou. I will share more with you about the cost of housing in Cotonou, how to get an apartment, the things to look out for when you want to get an apartment, the payment plan and everything you need to know about getting an apartment here in Cotonou. So let's start from cost of housing. In one of my previous videos, I just gave you price range of a decent apartment, like self-contained apartment or studio apartment and also one bedroom apartment. But today I will explain more about that. I'll be calling the amount in CFA, and what I'm going to do is I'll give you the conversion rate of CFA to dollar, because the conversion rate of dollar to CFA is quite stable to an extent. So anywhere you're watching this video from, you can actually understand what I'm trying to say when I'm calling 5,000 CFA, 20, 50,000, 100,000 CFA. You will know how much that is in your currency. When you convert your currency to dollars, and you convert CFA to dollars, you will get the equivalent amount in your currency. The same thing with Naira too. The conversion rate of dollar to CFA ranges between 600 CFA to 650 CFA. That is how it fluctuates from 600 to 650. And it also depends on who you are changing it from or where you are changing it. So you can use this as a range to know how to convert your money. The cost of housing in Cotonou, sincerely, it has been stable since me have been here. It does not really increase like that. To get a decent self-contained apartment or studio apartment in this Cotonou, any area in Cotonou, the least amount that you should budget is 20,000 CFA. That is the least. I mean, a decent apartment. The apartment may not be nice like that, you'll be fine, but to an extent, it's just decent. The list is 20,000 CFA. It's not going to be a big place, just one small space like that, but you can still manage if you're just coming in for the first time, just to figure out your way around. And if you don't have money, you're just coming into the city and you just want to live on a budget, you can go for this kind of apartment. It might be small, but it will go a long way for you. You can get something below that, but it's not going to be a decent apartment. You understand? This 20K apartment, we can get it in almost every area in Cotonou, because even the most expensive areas in Cotonou have all these old houses that let out apartments for this kind of prices. This is how it is in almost every area in Cotonou. The expensive areas, the least expensive areas, this is how it is. You can actually get apartments that fit your budget. The area that I showed in my previous video, in that particular areas, there are apartments that are there that the prices are way expensive than the ones that I showed you. Also, you know that the amenities that they are providing in the apartment too matters. When there is an apartment that has POP with nice light settings in the apartment is just so nice, the price will be more expensive compared to this kind of place. This is the first apartment that I rent when I just newly came to Cotonou, and I got it for 20,000 CFA per month. It's quite a small place. And the same thing goes for one bedroom apartment, two bedroom, three bedroom. In Apapa, you can get one bedroom apartment for 50,000, 60,000, 70, 80, 90, 100. It depends on how the apartment looks and the amenities that they are providing in the apartment. In expensive places like Fidrose, Airbnb, you can get one bedroom apartment for 200,000 CFA, 300,000 CFA, 350, 400, 500,000 CFA. It depends on what is in the apartment and the amenities that they provide too. The same thing goes for two bedroom apartments, starting from 70,000, 60, 80, 90, 100 to 500,000, depending on the area. Just work on your budget. If it's 30,000 CFA that you can afford, then you tell the agent, oh, I want an apartment for 30,000 CFA in so and so area. Even though you don't have the idea of the area that you want to stay, you just give them your preference in a calm neighborhood where there is no noise, that has good road. They can see for you in Apapa, they can see for you in Airbnb. You go there to check, see for you in Fidrose, in other areas. You just have a budget of what you can afford. Then when they get this apartment for you, you check different places. And if you think Cotonou is too expensive, you cannot afford it, there are cheaper places outside Cotonou, Alavi, Cotonou, that you can get a self-contained apartment for 15,000 CFA, 13,000 CFA. The second thing I'll be talking about is how to get an apartment in Cotonou. To get an apartment in Cotonou is the same way with the way you get apartments in every country and in every places. So what you need to do is to look for a trusted and reliable agent to help you to look for an apartment. You tell the agent your preference of apartment. You tell the agent your budget. You tell the agent that I'm looking for an apartment of so and so amount in this kind of area You tell them other preferences too. Maybe you want an apartment that is not crowded, that is secure, that they lock their gate. You want an apartment that have a separate light, an apartment that have a separate water. You don't want to share anything with anybody. So you give them your preference. You want an apartment that the landlord does not stay because you don't want trouble. You don't want someone to be monitoring you up and down. So these are the things that you tell your agent when you are looking for house. And you tell them my budget is 40,000, 20,000, 30,000 sepa per month for a self-contained apartment. They will ask you that what area do you want it to be. If you don't have any area in mind, you tell them I don't have any here. I just go with my preference and look for somewhere that is good for me. But if you have a particular area, maybe someone have told you that this particular neighborhood is nice and all, can just tell them so and area. If your budget will not work for that particular neighborhood, or it will take a long time before you can have an apartment there, they will tell you that this your budget will not work for this area, because to get an apartment for this kind of amount in this area is not easy. It's possible that all the apartment that fits your budget in that particular area is not available at that point in time. They've already been taken. They can give you options of another area. What if you see in this particular area? What if you see in this area? You tell them if you like it, the area or not. So after you guys have already discussed and you've concluded on the preference of the apartment that you want, the area and all, the agent will ask you, do you have your money at hand right now? You are ready. If they see any apartment for you, like right now, you're going to pay. If you are not ready, the agents do not have time to be going up and down when your money is not ready to be looking for houses. When they now see the house, they will now call you, come and check. You say you like the place, bring money to come and pay. You now say, hey, you know what, give me till tomorrow. By the time you'll be back in that apartment tomorrow, he's already gone. They will just tell you it has been taken. Most especially if it's a very nice place with a nice location and the apartment is really okay, you will not meet it there the next day. And the apartment payment plan in Cotonou is like this. When you want to move into an apartment for the first time, you have to pay some fees. I will explain it in a way that it will be easy for you to understand. They call something caution fee. Let's assume your budget is 20,000 sefa per month for an apartment, and fortunately you're able to get an apartment for that amount. You like the place, you are okay with it, everything is fine by you. Now the next thing is to pay for you to secure the key into the apartment. The first payment that you're going to pay will be like 5 or 6 months rent to move into the apartment, depending on the one that the landlord said they want to collect. The landlord will say they want to collect 5 months rent. Some will say they want to collect 6 months rent. You are not paying 5 or 6 months rent in advance. This is the breakdown. 1 month out of that 5 months rent is your first month rent payment. You have to pay the rent before you use it. So at the beginning of every month, you pay the rent of that month before you use it. The second 20,000 out of your 5 months rent will be for your water caution fee. And the remaining 3 months out of your 5 months rent will be for your house caution fee. You see, this house caution fee and water caution fee, they are refundable at the end of your stay in that apartment, provided you are not owing any house rent before you pack out of the apartment, and you are not owing any water rent before you move out of the apartment. So they collect these fees as an insurance that will cover them when you are moving out of the apartment. In case you are owing any rent or you are owing for water, you have some amount on your water bills that have not been paid, the landlord will not be the one paying those money. So they will remove it from that your caution that they collected, and they will use it to sort those bills out. But if you pay all your rent up to the moment that you are leaving the house, your rent was paid and you are not owing, you pay your water bills regularly every month, they will refund your money. And before you move into the apartment, they will check the apartment, everything that is there, it will be noted. The landlord will notice this one was there, the thing that are spoiled. If they repair it before you move into the apartment, they will notice. If it was not repaired, they would write it down, and you too, you can do the same. When you move into the apartment, you see that there is anything that has spoiled, that is not properly working well in the apartment, just call their attention to it. If they did not fix it, take the picture, snap it, do video. Make sure you use that one as your own receipt too. Thank God videos and pictures have dates on it. So when you want to move out of the house and the landlord wants to start doing some kind of corner, oh, you are the one that spoiled this thing, you have to fix it, and all, you can bring it out and say and show them that this thing has been there since I moved into there. You can check the date. So use that one to secure yourself so you can collect your money, because some landlords are like that. They will not want to give you your caution. They want to look for fault where there is no fault, to say you are the one that spoiled this one. This thing was okay when you came into the house. now it's not working properly. But if you damage anything in the apartment that was working properly before you move into the apartment, and where you're living, it got spoiled, so they will remove the amount from your caution and give you the rest. But if you are a good tenant, everything is just the same, like nothing was spoiled, they will give you back your 4 months caution complete. But there are some house owners that does not like giving back caution. Honestly, I've heard this a lot. Although I have never experienced it before, I used to collect my caution back. I would tell the house owner, I'm not using my caution to live in the apartment, because some landlords will want you to use your caution before you leave the house. When you decide that you want to move out of the house, maybe in the next 2 or 3 months, if it is 3 months caution that you pay, 3 months prior to when you want to move out of the house, you stop paying rent. You will tell your house owner, for the next 3 months, I am not going to pay rent. Use my caution as my rent. Some house owners used to agree with that, and some might not agree. That explains your 5 month or 6 months first payment before you move into an apartment. So starting from the next month, you start paying your rent every month. Before I proceed, guys, I would like to make this humble request. If you've gained something from this video so far, kindly support the channel by giving this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. So I'm waiting. Have you liked? Subscribe? Subscribe. Like? Subscribe. Thank you for doing that. Also, some house owners like collecting advance rent aside from caution, like 7 months rent advance, 3 months advance rent, 3 months for caution, and 1 month for water. This is their whole rules. They will tell you they want 7 months advance. If you can afford it, go for it. If you can't, you look for apartment that fits your budget. Maybe the ones that collect 4 months advance, 5 months advance, 6 months advance. For those houses that collect 3 months advance rent, 3 months caution, that means you'll be renewing your rent every three months. Those kind of house owners, they don't have interest in collecting rent from you every 1 month, and that is their own house rule. Most houses have separate lights that you be the one to recharge your lights yourself, and some houses do not. It's the landlord that will be selling lights to you for whatever rate that they feel like. Some houses too is the house owner that will be selling water to you for whatever rates that they feel like. In any apartment, there is a house owner that is selling light or water to the tenants. They mostly put a meter that reads the amount of light or the amount of water that that particular apartment is using. They put it in all the apartments in their houses. And in some houses, each apartment has their own separate light and separate water. You buy your light directly from the government at government rate. You recharge it on your meter. The same thing for water. Your bill is coming directly from the government. Every month when they bring the bill to the house, you take it, you go and pay at their office. It's always cheaper than when it is the house owner that is selling it to you. And all these kind of houses are more expensive than the one that is their landlord that is selling light and water to them, because you have your everything separate. You're not sharing anything with anybody. And lastly, I'll be talking about the things to look out for when you're looking for houses here in Cotonou to avoid any form of drama or inconvenience. Number one thing on this list is the streets, the area that you want to stay. Generally in Cotonou, in some particular areas like Apapa, they have water drainage issue. When it is rainy season like this, you want to hate yourself when you're staying in some particular area, because aside from the main road, there are no drainage on the streets. And when it rain like this, water everywhere. Like some areas, the water level will be so high that you can paddle canoe. That is why most of the houses that used to live in this Cotonou are always on the road or just a short distance from the tiled roads. Majority of all these street roads that are not tiled in Cotonou used to have water issue when it is raining. So I always avoid them like plague. And I always tell my agents when I'm looking for houses, a place that is on the tiled road, even if it's not on the tiled road, just short distance from the tiled road. I don't like water. Or better still, I wait till rainy season before I look for house. So I will know the area that is good or the one that is not good. I'll see all the potholes that can accumulate water when it rains. So I will avoid it. No matter how fine, no matter how beautiful the house is, I'm not going to take it. Please look out for this when you're looking for houses in Cotonou. And second thing is, if you can, try to look for houses that have separate light and separate water, because you see all these landlords and house owners that sells light and water to tenants. Sometimes they can be so outrageous with their prices. Sometimes in a month, if you are living alone and you have your own separate water bill, you might not even spend up to 1,500 sefa on water per month. Where I was staying before, it was my landlord that was selling the water to us. I used to pay some ridiculous amount that I'm not paying in this apartment that I'm staying now that has a separate water meter for my apartment. And the third thing is when your agent call you that they see an apartment that fits your budget, you come and check it. When you go to the house to go and check, after you've checked the streets, is okay, you don't think it will have water issue. Apartment have separate water meter and separate light meter. The next thing you should look for in that apartment is water leakage in the apartment. Is there water stains on the wall in the apartment? Check very well. Except if it is an apartment that they've already repaint, which they mostly don't do. Is when someone wants to move into the apartment that they mostly repaint the apartment. So look out for water stains on the wall. That means that house is leaking water during rainy seasons. When it rains like this, like the wall will be so soaked, you will see water traces all over the apartment. It will ruin your paint. You can't even rest on the wall. Sometimes some will be leaking to the extent that the water will be dripping in your room. And the house owners, when you tell them they should see this, they should see this, they should see that, they will tell you they will do it, they will fix this, they will fix it, you should not worry, you should pay. Once you pay like this, it's a go. They most definitely will not do anything about it. If they say they are going to fix it, make sure they fix it before you pay or you move into the house. Because probably that might be the reason the person that was staying there before left the apartment in the first place. But we all know how these house owners can be. Some of them can be very stubborn, they can be very strong-headed. When you call their attention to things that need to be fixed in the apartment, they will not even answer you. So please look out for these things. If you are patient and you have a reasonable budget, you will get a nice place here in Cotonou. We have come to the end of today's video. Thank you for watching this far, and I hope you gain one or two things from this video. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell for more interesting videos like this. Until next time, stay blessed.